Hello ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games. Welcome back to another Access show. Yes, you're looking at God of War with only 24 hours away from release, maybe even less than that by now, around 12 hours probably. I can't wait for this. I don't normally do AAA games that much on my channel. A few I have done in the past like Horizon Zero Dawn and maybe No Man's Sky. But I am looking forward to this. I've never played a God of War game, so I'm going to be giving it a shot. Also today we're going to be talking about No Man's Sky, possible release date leaked for Xbox One. Pixark problems and issues. Why are they just not talking to people, the developers, as well as taking a look at some Battle Royale stuff with PUBG's brand new map, Fortnite's huge update, and taking a look at some early access games leaving early access and coming to console in the form of City of Brass, a Bioshock inspired sort of game, and The Forest is actually coming out of early access at the end of this month and should be coming to console soon. It's all here, it's all ready, it's the Access show, let's go. God of War, yes, I've never played it, I just never got into it. It was well late when I got a PS3 and I played some of the classic ones, the ones that you could only get on the PS3, but then the PS4 came out, so I ended up getting that. I'm really looking forward to this. You guys have been hyping it up in my Discord, been talking about it a lot. It looks pretty good as well, and it definitely looks more than just a brawler. So I'm going to get into this in a big way. I'm doing something very different for it. I'm going to be mass uploading. I'm going to be literally playing it all weekend. I'm going to see if I can complete the game within the next 2 days and then hopefully get a review out to you on Sunday or Monday. It might be a bit of an easy one because initially all the reviews I've been seeing from big outlets are saying it's a good game, so it might be a bit of an easy one, but I thought it'd be a good place to start as it's going to be pretty popular and it'll give me a chance to show you guys that I can actually play and complete a full game. That's my plans for this. I'm going to be doing that a lot more with bigger games. Big games don't generally gain me much traction. You know, you guys want news, you guys want ARC, you guys want early access stuff. So when I do new games like this, the big tubers always get the views and the money and stuff like that. But I don't care. I really fancy playing it and I want to show you guys how I'm playing it and I want to give you guys a bit of a review. You can take part, you can join the Discord. I have set up a special channel where you can give a review score. It's going to be called the Rat Bag Review. Every time I put a game out, I'll be letting you guys know what I'm going to be doing with what game I'll review. And if you guys want to help along, even if you've not completed it, as long as you've played it, you can give me some feedback. Give me some sound bites, give me some good things, bad things about the game, and I'll give you the chance to give me a score. That will go towards the overall score for the game that I'll be giving in my review, and I'll be reading out some of your comments that you leave on the videos as I'm uploading the gameplay. So stay tuned for that. Expect to see what happens at over the weekend, and we should see what happens when Kratos meets the Norse gods. So, No Man's Sky, yes, the game that just won't die is coming to the Xbox One. Well, to be fair, it should be coming to the Xbox One. It did mention at the start of its life that they would look to bring it to other platforms eventually, and it does look like it's coming. Obviously, it sold a bunch on PS4, so they've got the money to go ahead and develop it. And you know what? I reckon it will still sell quite a bit on Xbox One, especially after the year of updates it's had and all the content it's been put into it. Does it make the game any good? I don't know. We'll have to give it a try and see what it's like. I'll probably still be sticking to playing the PS4 version, but this one will have all the usual shenanigans, 4K, 60 HD, whatever it is, all them specky things for them nerds out there. That's what it's going to have there. So if you want to see it in the 4K Ultra on the Xbox X, I'm sure it's going to look absolutely amazing. Let's just hope the gameplay lives up to it with all the brand new updates. It will launch with a new update, and it's called the Next Update. I have done a video about this before, so I'm not going to go into too much details, but basically the developers have claimed it's the biggest update to ever hit No Man's Sky, and that'll be available for all consoles, not just the Xbox One, PS4 and PC as well, of course. But the big date, according to Amazon, is that it's coming June the 29th. Are you excited for it? Are you just like, oh my god, I just don't want to hear any more bad stuff about this disappointment of a game? Let me know in the comment section down below. Will you be buying it on Xbox One? When you take a look, it says €50, which is about full price for a game, I do believe. It's about $44.99, so that's about the same price you would expect to pay in the UK. So it looks like it's going to be a full price game. Now that might upset some people. I think some people were saying that it maybe should be discounted because it just had such a bad reception, but ultimately it sold a bunch and it's a brand new console that no one's played it on, as in like the Xbox X. I think people are probably going to pony up that kind of money. So that's going to definitely be about $60, I reckon, for that game. So, moving on to Pixark. Oh, the dirty word at the moment is Pixark, particularly on Xbox One. Now, it's got to be said, I'm enjoying Pixark. I had a bit of an up and down thing when I first started it. I played it on Xbox and it pissed me off because there was lots of problems. However, I've been coming to the defence of it and early access games lately because so many salty people are jumping on the bandwagon that, oh, this game's broke, I can't believe this game's so bad. It's early access. That's what early access means. The game is in development. It may have bugs, it may have glitches, it may not run at all, but that's just part of early access. Now, when games are very early on in early access, I can give them a pass. I will not bat an eyelid that the game doesn't really run. There's loads of games that have had problems in the past, including Conan Exiles and Ark Survival Evolved, even out of early access. So it's not the world's end. You know, you're getting the game cheaper. It's the very start. You need to be in it for the long haul. None of this short termed, oh my god, the game doesn't work, I want a refund. Get out of here. That said, I can see why people maybe want a refund because they're not communicating very well. And this is the biggest problem that Pixark is facing at the moment. They put a tweet out on the 5th of April saying that the Xbox servers will be coming next week. And most of these problems are Xbox. It runs like a dream on PC. I haven't had any problems on PC. And even with the Xbox update that I had recently, it was better. I can do stuff, but there's still lots of problems and issues with it. But at least you can play it now, for me anyway. But as you can see, the 5th of April, multiplayer servers are still scheduled for next week. Stay tuned. And of course, that was what, 15 days ago nearly now? 14 days ago? 2 weeks ago, and not one single word. What's more annoying, they keep doing stuff like this. They keep showing off these little videos and little guides and doing silly little gifs when a lot of people just want some word. Even if they know that the game's not going to be ready for the multiplayer update, even if they come out and say there's a problem, something went wrong, that's got to be better. They're not saying anything at all, Pixark. So I know a couple of contacts, not personally, but you know, I spoke to a few when I was getting review keys and stuff. I'm going to see if I can jog them a little bit. I'll send a few emails today because it really is killing the game on Xbox. So many of you are pissed off. So I don't blame people for being pissed off at the fact that the game is not being communicated very well. You guys are getting no information about what's going on, and instead we're getting all these smug posts about Pixark doing this and doing that and community contests when they can't even get it to have multiplayer on Xbox. That's what the other thing most people are pissed off about as well. During the trailers, and we were told, or what we surmised as well as YouTubers, was that multiplayer would be there for Xbox, just like PC. Then it turns out, oh no, there was a problem last minute with a certification for the update, so what's going to happen now? And then obviously it just hasn't happened. They haven't updated it. So there's no multiplayer for Xbox, and there won't be until this update comes in, as far as we know. If there's been some sort of problem, there may well be, but it doesn't cost anything, Pixark, to just put a tweet out and say, we're really sorry, Xbox peoples. We will get to you as soon as we can. We've just hit a last few moments. Maybe I should apply for a job. What do you reckon? Should I join the enemy? Should I join the other side and become one of these douchebag community managers that just fill us with a load of bullshit? No, I'm harsh. I'm harsh. I love you, community managers. I'm only joking. I'm only joking. Chill. But yeah, Pixark, don't be angry because it's not working. Don't be pissed off because it just won't do what you want it to do. That is the nature of early access games. If you're still getting salty over stuff like this, just don't ever buy early access. Wait till they're finished, complete, and then come and join me as we get the pitchforks ready for games that don't live up to their promise, and definitely release games that are buggy and glitchy and don't work. But definitely keep getting upset about the fact they're not communicating. The more we do that, the more hopefully they will start talking to their fans and start getting more information across that everyone needs, not just PC but Xbox people as well. So there you go, a little bit of a mini rant both ways. I can see it, I can agree it, I can disagree with some of you. That's how I think at Pixark at the moment. Get your communication right, and as far as the game actually runs or goes, it's fine. It's very early stages. I ain't got a problem with the game not necessarily working as well as it could do. So PUBG's new Savage map is in beta at the moment. They've been doing timed weekly beta branch builds of it, so you can go and try it out for yourself. Lots of my rap bags have been playing it and streaming it. They're enjoying it massively. So come check them out. Make sure you join Discord and you'll get the times of when doing that if you want to take a look. Most interestingly, one of the brand new things they're adding is a skydive hole. It's going to be like one of them mad caves in South America where you can literally put a parachute all the way through. And as you can see here, that's where you skydive. You've got different exits. It is going to be absolutely nuts. Can you imagine a plane load of people, players, all jumping into this hole and having just a massive fight in the pool. If you don't know, the Savage map is 4x4. It's much smaller than all the other maps, or the other 2 maps I should say, and it's designed to give you quick, rapid fire gameplay. Now, there's not much in terms of actual proper pictures. This is just a little mock-up of what's going on, and you know, some concept art, but that's where they're going with this. They've also been speaking about removing the red zone, or not removing the red zone. They've been defending it, as the creator has said that it's part of the game. They may one day remove it, but for now, they still feel it's part of a really good aspect of the game. If you don't like the red zone, let me know in the comment section down below. Do you get killed by the bombs a lot? Is it something that helps you when you're in your game? Let me know. And Fortnite is down at the moment. It should be coming back up in the next few hours with the brand new update. We've got a brand new gun, the LMG, and also you've got lots going on with the brand new event, the 50 vs 50 Volume 2, which has got lots of changes to it. They've made some changes how they do the updates though. Normally they release the patch notes a couple days beforehand, but they've decided they're going to no longer do that. They're only going to release the patch notes once the update is live. There is speculation that this will include the information or what's going on with Tilted Towers. If there's don't know, I don't know where you've been. It's like the most saturated game in the world. But supposedly there may be some sort of meteorite coming down to the Fortnite Battleground Royale map and destroying Tilted Towers. That's the consensus most people have, that it's going to get rid of it because Tilted Towers just apparently ruins the gameplay for the rest of the map. Who knows? Not confirmed. Some people are speculating it will be found out in this update. So if it is, I probably will do a video because that seems pretty interesting and pretty cool. I will show you guys exactly what's going on with that one too. But no live streams. I'm not going to be doing any more live streams until I get my channel back up and running to where I want it to be. So if it does come out, it'll be in a news video that I'll be letting you know what's happening with the meteorite, if that's the biggest thing. As for the LMG, how do you feel about another massively big gun with loads of bullet space? Is it going to be doing the job for you? I like the minigun, but no one else did. I guess it's just one of them things we'll have to try it out and see what's going on. And finishing off now with the games that are coming out of Early Access, we've got Arabian Nights inspired City of Brass. I enjoy this game, I've played it, I've got a video on it. I'll put a link down below, go and check it out. It's on Steam at the moment in Early Access, but it is coming to Xbox One and PlayStation 4 on the May the 4th. I really like this game. I thought it was pretty fun, pretty cool. It was pretty cheap at the time as well. It's a roguelike game where you just run through these maps and they change all the time. They're procedurally generated and you try and get through the game, and you've got different mobs that you come across. There's loads of magic, you've got whips that you use. It looks pretty good, and as long as it's the right price point, I think this will be really well received on Xbox and PS4. That's what I said when I done my impressions on my review of it. I thought it belonged on a console even more than a PC because I didn't think there was too many games like this. It has been made by a bunch of BioShock developers, old school developers from the BioShock series, so you can see exactly where the similarities come from, and it's just a load of fun. There's loads of ways to take out the enemies and the creatures and stuff like that. Very hard, like I couldn't get past the first few stages initially, but I think once you start learning some of the way the guys move and the baddies move, it becomes much more enjoyable. Coming May the 4th, 2018. And then finishing off with the low-key news that The Forest is coming out of Early Access on April the 30th. Now, this is quite surprising. I've not seen anything, any other sort of coverage. No one's really picked up on this. The Forest has been developed by a very small team. I didn't realise only 3 people really made the game. They outsourced a bunch of stuff to other smaller contractors to do and bits and bobs, but the bulk of the game has only been created by 3 people. Maybe that's why it's taken so long. The game has been out a good 3-4 years now in Early Access, and it is coming to PS4. If you didn't know, it is definitely coming. However, sad to say, they've not given any sort of release date of when it's coming. I really did expect it to come along the same time as the version 1.0 release on PC. It made the most sense. If you're going to launch your game, try and get it out to many platforms as possible on the same day. But with no news and only a few days away, I really can't see this coming out on the PS4 on the 30th of April. So it's probably going to be at some point in later on in the year. I'm really hoping May or June. I hope they've had a version of it being ported at the moment. The Forest does pretty well for itself, considering how small it was, and with all the other survival games out there, it regularly, on a regular, has more players playing it than things like DayZ. April 30th, 1.0, I will be playing it. I'm going to do some bulk recording of that. That's another thing that I'm going to be reviewing very soon in the new format, and just uploading it all mostly in one go and giving you guys a proper review about it. Expect to see some gameplay in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we'll see it on the PS4 when it arrives very soon. I will keep you up to date when I know what's going on with the PS4 release date, and if we hear any information about it coming to Xbox One, because so far there's no word at all that it is going to be coming to Xbox. So, just like I told you guys, when I do an access show, we're going to be finishing off taking a look at a game that may or may not ever come to full release or even Steam. Spirit Animal Survival has probably got one of the worst names I think I've seen for a game in a long time. Please fix it. Please, devs, fix it. However, the premise of the game is interesting. It is another open world survival game. But in this one, you can take the form of spirit animals. There's ways that you can do it. Obviously there's players, there's crafting, there's all the usual tropes that you'd expect to see. It even has dinosaurs. Now it does look a bit schlocky. Like I said, these games are very much early access. They're not expected to be polished. They're not even been greenlit properly on some platforms. Although I do believe this is coming to Steam. It has been greenlit for Steam. So it's just a case of them getting a little bit more finances and hopefully coming out in some sort of playable state. Development's been okay. Their social media side of things have maybe been a little bit too exuberant. They've basically been spamming the crap out of every YouTuber going and trying to get them to take a look at this game. And I didn't for that reason, because they spammed. I left it a little while and I wanted to see how they were doing with it. So yeah, it looks interesting. There's taming, there's mating in it. The way I'm looking at these dopey dinosaurs now, you've got to laugh. But the concept of being a dinosaur, the concept of being a creature, being able to take on these magical beings or become a magical being, that's pretty interesting to me. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not going to be covering this game massively, but I thought I'd show it to you guys. You let me know what you think. Are you tired of seeing very clone-like survival games now, like Ark Survival Evolved, but with just different creatures and stuff? There's been a few of them about lately. I've been showing off a few things. Or is it just something great? It's something new. It's going to expand that gameplay, that genre. We still don't see a lot of these type of games on console. So anything that brings more information that possibly could come to console or makes the genre bigger, which makes it more popular normally, that could be cool as well. But there you go. You can see the site there of the creatures. Spirit Animal Survival. Yeah, let me know what you think about it. I'm Jade Plays Games. This has been the Access Show. I'll see you ratbags very soon. Bye-bye.